Hi, good morning. This is Pranav Bhattacharya from Edu TV, which is the first education channel in our and principal's favorite program. It's a matter of principle. Today, we have got a very important guest with us, Dr. Bhattacharya, Dr. Suchitra Bhattacharya. She says, it is possible is always my answer to any challenge. She faces and see immense potential in the youth. Being beside them, lots can be done. A strict disciplinarian and an efficient team leader, having worked in various army public schools all over the country as a principal and senior English teacher. She has worked with wards of Indian soldiers, guiding them to not only excel in academics, but also to develop a positive personality and to be a proud citizen of our country. Ma'am, what we have seen from last 3-4 years, especially during pandemic, the curiosity is going down. Where now students, they go to Google to search any answer. And a lot of people are unaware of that. Google gives those answers which other people have posted. It is not necessary to be right. Fine. So ma'am, how we can inculcate curiosity among the students? Over to you, Dr. Suchitra.
Hi, Pranav. Good morning. And it's always a pleasure to come in front of you with such questions. As you have introduced, thank you so much for giving such an elaborate introduction. But yes, being in the education sector since now 21 years, it's been a beautiful and a learning experience with the students. How could that happen? Because I always had the curiosity in my mind. So that's how I would like to start. Having or developing curiosity among students, first thing we have to remember is we ourselves need to be curious. The more we are curious, the more we can inculcate this curiosity in students, because we have to understand that curiosity is a force to the hungry minds. If you can develop the curiosity, I think half of your problems will be sorted. Because as you said, definitely there is everything available in the internet. But what to search? How much to search? What's the limitations? And with the things popping up, coming with suggestions, I think we also get diverted. So as teachers, as educators, as parents, guardians, whatever you can say, as you know, the teachers are not only teaching the classes, they are counselors. They are, in fact, to some extent, nurses, doctors, and of course, such wonderful friends, because many a times parents come and give us this responsibility that we need to see that you take care of this particular incident, or else it becomes very difficult for us parents to deal with it. So as teachers, I would definitely want to say that a message to all my colleague educators: be curious. Do not limit yourself with a judgmental thought process. If you are curious, you will definitely want to be listening to others. So that shows that you have to be a good listener. Gone are those days where our education system was such that our children would only do rote learning and they would produce the results. These days, it cannot happen. Therefore, we need to create situations where the children can ask us questions. You know, the moment they ask us questions, even if it's not possible that as an educator or as a teacher, you know everything, you yourself will go in, do a research and come back. So such attitude will give a positive response to your students and therefore encourage them to be more curious, to do research on their own and come back with their answers. So both question and answer should be in a dual process. It's no more that teachers are just teaching. Pranam, I think you will have to believe that these days, teachers are not only teachers teaching in the class, they are actually facilitating the students, being beside them and navigating them on the right track. So as a teacher, you yourself need to be updated with the current events, the changes that's happening in your own field, because of course everyone is masters and doctorate in their own field, but that does not tell you that there is nothing much to learn. So you yourself as an educator, that's what I strongly believe, that you need to update many a times you need to unlearn certain things and learn again the new way. So that will again give the curiosity when the child sees that the teacher is so curious to know what's happening. So you will develop that curiosity. Take them to the field trips if required. Give them the opening to the library so that they can work on it. Give them the space to create their own inference. Even in mathematics, at least when we were in our days, our teachers used to teach a particular methodology and we had to go by that. But nowadays, children come up with such various separate or different methodologies. We need to encourage them. We need to give them that authority that you can have your own ways. However, you need to understand the question. So if we are expressive, we explore and help the children explore, there's a culture that is created. I'm sure, Pranav, many schools, you keep visiting schools. We see that these days we depend on experiential learning. It's such a wonderful thing.
Right.
They do experiments and then they learn. You know, that's the best way to give them opportunity to experiment. At the moment you experiment, you have the curiosity, what can happen if I do this or if I go in this particular way, and therefore they come up with new inferences. Practice and encourage active learning in school. That is again a very, very important aspect, and I'm sure most of the progressive schools these days believe in this methodology, that let the children do and learn. And of course, let the children question. I remember I had met a vice chancellor of a very famous university in India, let me not mention it. In the conference, he had said that he had spent a good amount of time in these United States. So he said, one thing that I've learned is, in fact, two things he had mentioned, that we Indians create very good, intelligent children. And another thing we have learned, he has learned, he shared with us, and that's a lesson that we all need to learn, that we, of course, we've got beautiful learners, but we never teach our children to question. That is what the Western countries do. I think that is something which all of us, we all educators need to keep in mind. Let us encourage our children to ask questions to us. I think that would really develop curiosity amongst the students, Pranav.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think you have got a lot of experience in this. Before we asked you the question, you're doing a lot of work in that you encourage students to ask questions that is required. So I'm really thankful to you, Dr. Bhattacharya, for your time. I'm sure your advice will help all the teachers, school principals, and all the stakeholders of education fraternity. Thank you so much, Dr. Bhattacharya, for your time. Thanks a ton, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. One last statement for all my friends.
Please.
Yeah, for all my friends, colleague, I would like to say, have a positive attitude towards the students, towards the next generation. They know much more than us. Therefore, right, that attitude, the positive attitude, will really help. And do not dwell in the past. Let us, as I said, let us unlearn and learn and be with the students, try to learn from them. I think that would really work beautifully. And our students, Indian culture, Indian education system is doing a great job. And of course, we need to depend, and to some extent, we need to trust our new generation, and we can really do much better. Thank you, Pranav.